Okay, should we do another little cheers?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
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 To what is it? Beers, babes, and
Beers, babes, and balayage.
First off, introduce yourself. Tell people about like your favorite things, some of your hobbies, what's like an interesting fact about you. Give us all the deets.
Okay. Well, with my name?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I look at you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then you can like give a cute little look at the camera, but like.
Okay. My name's Tamara, and I've been doing hair for almost 8 years now. When I'm not doing hair, I like drinking wine and beer with my friends, spending time outdoors. If it's summer, I'm like at the beach. I want to swim. If it's fall, I want to go hiking, and I love to travel. But with COVID, I've been doing a lot of I don't know. I'm
A lot of nothing.
Yeah. A lot of drinking. Yeah. And what was the other question?
Just like an interesting fact. Is it
About me?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, when you're in school and they're like, tell us an interesting fact about yourself, and you have to like think of something super random. What would you tell people?
Oh my God, that's so hard. I feel like I'm obsessed with pickles. That's kind of interesting. I was a pickle for Halloween. Kind of have a bit of a pickle addiction.
What's your favorite kind of pickle?
Like a jalapeno dill or something, like a spicy, anything spicy and dilly. Crunchy. Yes.
What's the first tattoo you ever got?
Peace and love right on my foot, and it's because, oh geez, okay, so a little bit of a hippie. I'm just happy it doesn't say live, laugh, love, because that would be sad, but peace and love. And I got it on my foot because one thing I hate about myself is my feet. We all have our insecurities, and so I figured I'd get my tattoo on my foot because I need to accept that my feet are just the way they are and they aren't changing.
Yeah.
So when people would ask like, oh, what does that say? I would have to like show them my foot, and it kind of like helped get over my insecurity a little bit.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
See?
And it's
I
so
never
funny.
knew that.
I went to Edmonton with Jacqueline, with a friend of mine, and we were 18 and we were allowed to drink and like get tattooed there without any parents' consent or whatever. So we went to Edmonton, we went there for the weekend and got tattooed, we went to the bar, and we thought we were so cool.
I love that.
Here we are. Yeah.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
What did you want to be when you were little? Did you ever have something that you're like, I want to be this when I grow up?
Yeah. Like, why does everyone want to be a marine biologist? I feel like I've asked other people this question. They're like, I'm a marine biologist. First of all, I was so scared of the ocean before. Like, I don't like fish.
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst. I think I just, like, thought it sounded cool. And I like, biology? Are you kidding me? No. And then if it wasn't, years later, if it wasn't hair, I wanted to go to school to be a news reporter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So kind of like you, but not sports journalism. Like,
yeah.
Like more, I wanted to be like on the radio, like, hello,
giving a news update kind of thing.
Updates, yeah. And I think that's just because I like to talk a lot.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I wasn't passionate about it.
Yeah. You have to have that passion.
Yeah.
It's not going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. I couldn't imagine you being on the way that the radio is now. I could see you doing it, but like back then when like you had a script and everything, and like when I went to school, it was like that. It's just not our vibe. Yeah. This is more it,
Mm-mm. I think one of the reasons I wanted to like do that is because society is like, you need to go to university, and so I felt under pressure to choose something to go to university for. Mm-hmm. So it was that, but when it came down to it, it was always going to be hair, right? Yeah.
Things by Tans didn't initially start off as hair. So can you explain like how did Things by Tans even come about?
Yes. I was with Jacqueline. Comes up a lot. I'm always with Jacqueline. So we were hiking. We're at Bunsen, and I was really crafty at the time. I was doing a lot of decorating rave bras and rave attire. Did I wear this? No. So yeah, I started doing that, and like bikinis and headbands with like flower crowns. This is before you can like go buy a flower crown at like Forever 21 or wherever.
You started the trend?
Yeah, maybe. And then I was doing a lot of like distressed denim shorts. And if you're an OG listener right now, or someone who's been following me for a while, you'd know, because that's how my page started, because I was making all these things, and I was like, you know, how am I gonna like put my work out there? And Jacqueline was like, you should start an Instagram. So I started Instagram for like the rave bras, the shorts. I'd have like nail designs. I was doing random nail art on myself, and yeah, it became Things by Tams. And then when I went to hair school, I started adding just my work on there as well. And so Things by Tams became like my hair, my brand.
Yeah.
And so after, even when I stopped making things, it felt wrong to change it to like Hair by Tams, because everyone knew me as Things by Tams. So
yeah.
It's stuck and it ain't going anywhere.
What point in your life were you like, okay, I want to be a hairdresser? Where did that come about?
I went and got my haircut with Laura, and I wanted side bangs, obviously. Back in the day, it was like all the rage. And I asked this lady to cut my hair give me the side bangs. She cut them so short, they weren't flowing. She took some serum and she was like putting them in my bangs, so they were like all greasy. And I remember leaving and like crying, as you all do sometimes after leaving a haircut. And I was like, I could do this myself. And like, I want to try it myself. So then
How old were you?
This was probably like grade 8, grade 9.
Okay.
So then I started cutting my own hair, cutting my own bangs. Then all my friends were like, Tams, like, we want your bangs too. We need your bangs. So I started cutting my friends' bangs, and then it was just a hobby. And then I started going to Sally's Beauty Supply and buying bleach and hair color, and started experimenting with color. And I was like, okay, this is fun. And I was just, I don't want to say I was good at it, but it was just like
natural.
Yeah, natural. And it was just something I did for fun. And then I started charging $20, and I would do haircuts at people's houses.
Yeah.
Just people from high school.
$20 a pop.
$20 bucks, just like, had no idea what I was doing, like winging it.
Yeah.
But it always looked nice. But like, I'm sure if someone went through and like checked it, it wouldn't be even, but got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
How did you start dyeing hair? Because I remember you used to dye your own hair too. And I thought that was incredible. It was fun.
Just ripped the foils.
Yeah.
Ripped the kitchen foils and just wung it. It was just...
And Mama didn't mind that you were using all the foils?
She only mind if I like put color on the walls, and like, cause it was kind of messy.
Yeah.
And like I would ruin the kitchen counter, or the towels, and I got bleach on them, and then she got a little, you know. But now I do her hair for free, so she can't really be mad anymore.
That's a nice exchange.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You did go to school, so talk about like your school. How was that experience and everything?
So it was good. I liked my program. I went to school for 6 months, and the reason I chose this school is because I needed to work while I was in school. So this program that I was offered, it was 3 days a week. It was super compressed, so you learn way faster than your average 1 year school.
Yeah.
I was doing that, and then I was working nights. I was a server at Boston Pizza, and then on the side,
Server life.
Yes, and then I was also working at a hair salon as an assistant. So it was definitely grinding.
What was the transition like when you were done school and then you started working at the salon? Like, what did you start as, and then how did you kind of build your way up?
So this is funny, and I kind of want to share this story, but I don't want to say names. But
Don't say names.
I won't say names. Okay. So the school I went to, they hired me as an assistant, and I was sweeping, washing hair, all the fun stuff. And then I was also, because I was graduated my program, I was doing hair on the side for friends, people on Facebook that would message me. And one day, and I was posting all that on Instagram, and one day the owner of the salon, who's also the owner of the school, he called me and he fired me for doing hair from home.
How did he find that out?
He saw my Instagram,
Oh.
right? Which is fine. I wasn't hiding anything. And he said, long story short, he said that I was taking away from the salon. And even though they were my friends, my family, I lived in Surrey, the salon was in Vancouver. And he basically let me go and said, you know, like, you don't fit the culture here, which was interesting. But that was the best thing that happened to me, because I went to my car, I cried it out for like 10 minutes, but then I instantly felt like I just lost like 10 pounds of weight on my shoulders. And you know what? I picked up some more serving shifts, and then I started getting a bunch of DMs of people wanting their hair done. And so I started working from home. My mom let me, you know, that's a whole different topic, but my mom, let me work from home. And from there I got super busy. I ended up working for myself. And that's how it started.
I always remember coming over and like we'd have a night planned.
Yeah.
But it'd be around like my haircut and my dye that you would do.
Yeah. We'd like go to the laundry room or
you converted it really nicely though.
Just a little decoration here and there. And then we'd do hair, and then we'd like
share a bottle of wine.
Maybe go to the Mirage after. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like was that? Yeah.
That was the time.
Yeah, that was the time. Yeah.
Mirage. We
Get
went
ready
downtown a few times.
Yeah.
Like we go to the Yale or whatever it was.
Yeah, because my bedroom was like right there. I would like go do my hair in the salon, come change in my room, and go out.
At what point were you like, okay, I kind of want to get into a salon again?
So I was working like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. like 5 days a week, and some days I wouldn't leave the house. I would wake up, I would work all day, I would eat, watch Grey's Anatomy for 7 hours, and then I'd go to bed, repeat. And like day 3 I was like, I haven't left the house. Like, and you get so lazy because you're like, oh, it's my house, I'm not gonna like get ready. I put like my Lululemons on, I put slippers on, I'd go to the next room, and I was ready to go, brush my teeth, and that was my morning. But it got to the point where I was like, hey, I need to like get out. I've you know, established my clientele, and I need a change. It just became so mundane, and I was like, you know what? I need to move out. I want to start my life. So I moved to Kits, and I found a chair to rent, and I just went for it. I was asking all my clients before I left. I was like, if, you know, like most of my clients are in Surrey, like if I go to Vancouver, like, will you follow me? And they're like, we will follow you if you go to freaking Guam. Like we are yours forever. So that kind of gave me the push I needed. And I just moved. Yeah, I just did it.
Took the plunge.
Just took the plunge. It's the best thing ever.
Kits obviously meant a lot to you. How long were you living in Kits for?
Kits. So I moved to Kits, and I was there for 5 years, and I started renting from a friend, Veronica. She actually found me on Instagram. It's crazy how life works. Like, I wanted to move, and I'm like, okay, where am I gonna work? Like, there's so many salons in Vancouver. And 2 days later, I got a DM from Veronica, and she's like, hey, I love your work, and I just opened a studio on Granville. Do you want to rent a chair? And I'm like, yeah, actually, like, you know, when you put something out in the universe, I'm telling you, it's like, the universe really does have your back. So I went and met up with her, and we like had an instant connection, and then I was like, yep, it was just like done. No brainer. Didn't even look at any other salon, and I started working there like the month I moved, and I worked there for about 2 years, and we had like the best little work family, and there's like 4 of us. It was so good. And
that was the one that we would go upstairs to, right?
Yeah,
I remember.
Salon 14.
Yeah,
it was good times. You felt like you were gonna like bail going up those stairs or down every time, even sober.
It was a journey in
itself.
It was
a journey, but it was so good, and it was such a good start to like, I don't know, my career, I guess, because there's so many salons where you work, and there's just like such a bad energy. You know, there's a lot of cattiness, there's a lot of different personalities, and this one was just like, we all just fit like this little puzzle. It was so good.
You completed each other kind of thing. After that place, you ended up at the salon that you had been at the last, 3 years?
Yeah, so then I moved to Moose Salon in Kits, and that's where I've been the last 3 years. My last day there was Friday, just because it was just too much of a commute, because I moved to Langley.
Purchased her first house, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
So it was my last shift, and it was great. I, gained a lot of clients out there, and I think a lot of them are going to probably come see me in Langley. And
100%.
Yeah. The great thing about this style now is I probably see my clients twice a year. It's not that bad. Like it's,
because it's not root touch-up really, right?
Yeah. You're just like letting it grow and it just kind of looks good.
What do people know you for? Like your hair, like what do you do that's like you're the queen of this?
I mean, I'm funny. No, I'm just kidding. For my balayage and baby lights, I guess.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of like I work on a lot of dark hair and I can get it quite light, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's my like forte.
Yeah.
My niche.
Your niche for sure. When you had your milestone of working your last shift in kits.
Yeah.
When you finished up your last client and you like walked out that door for the final time, how are you feeling?
You know what? I was like, I was closing up by myself and I know I was there pretty late.
Yeah.
But I had my last 2 clients actually, I was doing them together and like back to back, and they didn't know each other. They were awesome, and they were just so like, one of them's a friend, one of them's been around for the last 5 years. They were so just like lovely. Like I was so grateful that like they were my last clients, and when they left I was just like, because I was kind of like running behind, and they were just they're like, no, it's fine. One of them started blow drying her own hair. Like it was honestly, I was just like, wow, I'm so lucky. But when I left, it was actually like, it was a nice feeling. I wasn't sad. I was just like, okay, one door closes, another one opens, and I'm just ready to like not have to drive an hour.
Yeah. The commute is not bueno.
Or like an hour and 10 minutes. And if you want a coffee, you're gonna be late. Yeah. So hopefully your client's bringing you one, because
Talk about where you're at right now with hair, and then I guess your future plans. Like, what are the plans for Things by Tams in the future?
Okay. Well, so right now I'm working in Langley, and I'm also working in Abbotsford at my sister-in-law's home studio, which is awesome. It's nice going there because then like we get to work together, and then I get to see my niece and my nephew, and they're so cute. And if you have an appointment booked in Abbotsford, you're probably gonna see them put their faces against the window, because they like to like spy on me, and they're like, auntie. It's great. And so you have a little audience. And then I'm in Langley currently, but my goal for the future, I definitely want to have my own studio. I've always wanted like a small boutique style salon, nothing crazy. I don't really want that like big salon vibe, at least not yet. It's just like baby steps, right?
Right.
So
baby lights and baby steps.
Yeah, baby lights and baby steps, exactly. I just want to have a place where people just want to hang out, want to get their hair done. Even if they're not getting their hair done, I want them to just like feel so comfortable there, like at
their home.
Yeah, just really like cozy, and
like that vibe that we had when we would come to your mama's house and get our hair done. You know?
You just feel like you're hanging out with a friend,
and also leaving looking beautiful.
Yeah, you leave and you feel so good. You're like, feeling fresh. So that's the vibe I want to create, and I know it'll happen. It's just it'll take some time. Got a condo, then the salon.
Yeah.
Right?
You'll get there.
I'm excited. I'm putting it out to the universe.
Veronica's gonna message again.
Yeah.
I have the space for you to purchase.
Well, that's where I'm working now.
With her again?
Well, it's her salon in Langley.
That's crazy.
I know.
This bitch, man. We owe everything of Things by Tams.
Veronica, my angel.
She's the goat.
Yeah, when I moved to Langley, I was like, Veronica, I am moving to Langley and I don't know where I'm supposed to work. And she's like, you can work here.
I got
She's not a Toronto salon. She has employees, and she's just like helping me out. She's been such a gem.
Incredible. We all need a Veronica in our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked a bit about social media and just how like it can, help obviously, and are sometimes that it can hinder and everything. So there are a lot of people that are trying to build like their following and their business, whether it be with hair, whatever, like anything. What kind of advice do you have to people utilizing social media or even just beyond to try and grow their business?
So,
because you've done a really good job. You've done a really good job.
Like my whole career, it's taken me, I guess, 7 years. So when I first got Instagram, I had the algorithm was different. It wasn't so much of a job. You posted something, people liked it, you get likes, and then it would go on the explore page. Now it's like you need to post at a certain time, noon, 8 p.m. Like, you know, it's all like, it's a whole
calculated.
It's a whole thing. And so if you're not on there every day, if you're not posting at the right time, your engagement isn't like high enough, and then your people aren't really seeing your work. And so it's a lot more work now. When I got Instagram, it wasn't such a job. It was just fun, and I wouldn't post for a few days, and you know, you'd still like, people would still see your work. And then, you know, my account got hacked after after 2 years.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
Yeah, it was really shitty. I had like probably about 8,000 followers. Like, lost all my work. I was heartbroken. Had to start again, and yeah, so it did take some time, and you know, to build it back up. But I feel like you can get so caught up with social media, and just like it can become so consuming and stressful. Like I mean, I'm sure a lot of hairstylists and just like creators can relate, where you're just like in bed and you're like, I haven't posted for 2 days. I don't have any like content to post. I haven't been taking pictures. What's a good caption? Is this gonna get enough likes? Do I look good in this? But does this hair, like, I see a frizz? Is that like, it can take over you, like, and it becomes like draining. And so I kind of like, I try to just think of it as just like fun. It's just another tool for me to put my work out there. Like, it's not my job. Like, I'm a hairstylist, so this is just on the side, you know? And like, you can use it for like so many amazing things, but when it starts to become stressful, it's just like, it's not worth it, you know?
Yeah.
It's your mental health. Like, it's just not worth it. So my tip would be just, you know, like, be consistent and be authentic. Like, don't post something and be someone you're not on there. Like, people can see like right through those posts, you know? Like, if you're authentic, if you're posting stuff that people can relate to, I think people really like appreciate that. That's something that like I like to do, because I just know how
the video with the hair, like, you've done some really funny stuff.
Just like, I just want to make people laugh. I think that's like, especially now, like, people go on social media and you're just like, you're so drained after. I want people to go on social media and just be like laughing and just like feeling positive and just feeling like, you know, like inspired, or just like they have someone that they can relate to on there, you know? Because you go on there and you're like, this model, and you're this perfectly created, this like photo, this person's in Greece, and this person, like, you're just like, like, and you're like, what do these people do? Like, what like, and you see these like perfect relationships and perfect everything, and you're just like, so I like to just balance it out, posting little, I don't know, like,
you've had funny, it where you've done, even on a bad day, you've posted something about having a bad day, and you're being very real and honest, and that's great, because people need to see both sides, right?
And I think like, people are constantly posting just like happy, perfect, everything, and it's not like, even like the people that are posting that, they're probably having the worst day, and you didn't know, because you're just reading the good stuff. I feel like if more people just posted, you know, the realness, like posted yourself, like posting a picture how you look normally, not like all done up, like, you know, it's because it's, social media is not real. It's just this like made up fairy tale that we create, that we choose to post, right? Like, so I do like to post the bad days, because there's fucking a lot of bad days.
That's life.
Especially like in this last year. I'm like, it felt wrong to post like this perfect like hair photo or like perfect selfie or whatever, when like the world is like crumbling, and like, you know, and you're just like, ooh, no, I'm gonna post that I'm like, I just ate a bag of chips, I'm sad, I'm in a bun, I have a bun in my hair, I haven't washed my hair in 8 days, like, that's what people want to see.
Hooray
that's
for
what
dry
people are doing,
shampoo.
and they're like, oh, okay, other people, I'm good, like, this is just life right now, you know? You don't have to be like, I don't know, dressed up and going out and going traveling and going to the gym 8 times a day, and like, you just, you know,
it's not always glam.
No.
And it's good to show that, though. I know, as you look phenomenal right now.
It's not always glam.
Oh man, who is your biggest inspiration in life?
Oh my gosh.
Whether it be in hair, in like what you've done as your career, but like it could also be outside of that, like just the people around you, who's like inspired you.
This is a toughie. You know, there's so many, like, I have such a good support system. I've never looked at one person was like, you. Like, I feel like there's just the team of like friends around me, and like I have so many like successful like boss babe friends that like started their own businesses, or just like they're just excelled in their careers and like got their masters. Laura, like just people that have like always supported me, even like when I was doing hair in the basement of my mom's house. They were like always booking appointments with me. They could go anywhere, and they were like, no, we're gonna come get our hair washed out of this camping chair and laundry sink, because even though our neck feels like it's gonna break off, because we're here to support you.
I can picture it.
Yeah, you're like yeah. And so probably just like all my friends, everyone who's helped me, everyone who's like you, even like just doing this interview with me, and my friends who helped me with my website, and just people that like not even wanting anything in return. They just genuinely want to help and like see me like,
well, they believe excel. In you, right?
Yeah, that's what and it is. Just having that is so important.
What's been the biggest challenge in this career that you've chosen, this little path?
I think having the pressure, like social media for one, to just like exceed everyone's hair expectations, like when they get their hair done, like oh my gosh, they show you a photo that they see on social media, and they're like, I want this, and they want it done that day, in 4 hours. They don't want to spend over a certain amount, and if you don't get them there because whatever reason, they have color on their hair is dark, like it's almost like a disappointment. And then you're like, I feel I get so hard on myself, and obviously I want to give everyone like the hair that they want, but sometimes it's like it takes a few sessions. And I think that's the most challenging part, is just knowing that like, or accepting, I guess, that like you're not magic. You gotta put in the work. You don't have this little magic wand that you poof and you're blonde, and not letting it affect me. Like I've left work before, and I'm like, and I'm sure other stylists can relate, where you're like, oh, I could have gotten blonder, or maybe they didn't like it, or and it like affects my night. Yeah, just like the pressure I feel like with social media, and I do appreciate a lot of stylists now, like showing the process, showing like the middle stages, showing like, okay, this is first stage, and how much money it costs. People are being very open with that, like it's not just $100 anymore.
It makes it easier for you, because then your followers, if you're resharing these posts,
for sure,
start to realize, okay, there is so much more that goes into this, that you don't account for, and like we think, oh, we're just going to get our hair done, but there's like the product behind it and the time,
everything. Like, and I think that's another one, is like people think, oh, you're a hairstylist, like, oh, you just do hair, like that's your job. And people don't understand, we're like, we get up, we stand for 8 to 10 hours. Oof. We have to scarf lunch down sometimes, like in between
your
clients.
Arms are always up.
Yeah, arms are always up. My traps, like, oh my gosh, I need a massage so bad. Every time someone just like grabs me, I'm like, oh, more. It's like, keep going. And we have to talk all day. We have to be on all day. We have to listen to people all day, which is like, if you're a hairstylist, you love that, but it can be exhausting, especially if you're going through something in your life and you're tired and you're exhausted. You have to continue conversations, and and then it's like the same it's just like, it's a lot. It's so draining. And then like you get off work, and then maybe you're like, you have a family, and you have to go like feed that, like your kids, and you're like, be a partner, and then like see your friends,
go
and
walk your dog.
Yeah, go walk your, like, poor Augie. Sometimes I'm like, Augie,
not today, man.
No, we're just gonna sit this one out. We're just gonna watch a movie tonight, okay? You cool with that? And he's like staring at me, and he's like so annoying, because he just needs to like run around. But yeah, I feel like hairstylists need more credit, for sure.
100%. Mm-hmm. On the flip, though, what would you say is the most rewarding part?
I would say, you spend like 4 hours doing someone's hair, even just a haircut, actually. Sometimes people come in and, they're kind of feeling shitty. You cut and style their hair, and they're like on a different level. They're like, okay, I'm going out. I'm going out. Like, I was feeling shitty before, but like, you give them this confidence that like no one else can really give them. You know, they feel so good about themselves, and like sometimes you're feeling so shitty, like with whatever's going on in your life, and then you go get your hair done, and they're like, what problems? You know, it's more than just it's hair, but it's like more than that. 100%. I think it's someone just like listening to you and just like making you feel good about yourself. It's like, and knowing that like I do that, and like when people look in the mirror and they're just like, oh my God, like,
I've cried.
You have cried.
I've cried because like you make me feel so beautiful, and like just to the point that you said, like I was going through some shitty things for a while that like I didn't tell anybody about, and I'd come see you and I'd feel like I'm okay. Yeah. You know, and like you gave that to me, and like that's so sweet, and like you do that, I'm sure, every day to people. Yeah. And so that's something that is priceless. Yeah. You know, not only are you making their hair, it's like inner, it's deeper than just hair, right? Like that's what you do. It's incredible. I don't know, you're a hero. You really are. So that's gotta feel really good, hey?
Yeah, it does. It's rewarding. Like I'm just so like thankful, or like not even I'm like blessed that like I found a job where not only I like wake up, I like love my job. Like it's not, I don't hate waking up. Like of course I want to sleep in, but like once I'm there, I'm like, this is my job, and I'm passionate about it, and I make people feel good. It's like everything that you could want. You know?
What else is life about, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I could be in Bali and like work
on
a laptop somehow with like, you know, and get paid like just being by the pool, that'd be cool. But
dream big, man. You can get there.
One day.
You can get there.
Yeah.
What's something that you wish somebody told you when you first started as a hairdresser that looking back you're like, oh, I wish somebody had told me this?
Like before I started doing hair? I wish someone was like, hairstyling is a real job. You can make a shit ton of money. You just have to work hard, be consistent, and like hustle. I didn't go to hair school until I was 23. So I took from like after high school, I took 5 years off. I was working, but it was like daunting me because I thought hair wasn't a real job. It wasn't a career. It was just like for stupid people, you know? And yeah, it was just like, people were like, oh, like hairstyling? Like it was always like a job that wasn't a job, if that makes sense. Even though it is a trade, you can make so much money, you can work for yourself. Like, I wish someone was like, no, you got this, like, you're gonna kill it. But instead it was almost like, oh, you didn't go to university? You don't have a degree? You don't have a master's? You know, it was like, you need school. That means success, right? And I wish I just like was more confident going into it. But you know what? Timing is everything. I feel like if I went to school, like maybe when I was 18, I wouldn't have been like as focused. I would have wanted to party. I was going out all the time. I wouldn't have wanted to do hair, you know? And so I think like I waited that time. I worked, traveled. And then when I came back, like from, you know, just all that stuff, I was ready. I was like, I'm focused. I just want to go to school. I just want to like get clients and like,
So find timing, baby.
Yeah, timing is perfect.
And so what's something that I guess like you want to leave, like advice that you want to give your followers now? Just any like a word of advice to like people that have been following you through the hustle and bustle and like from the beginning kind of thing. Like what's something you'd like to say to people?
I think this is going to sound so cheesy, but like I truly think if you want something, like anything, you can do it. Like you just have to go for it. Like there's so many like, but what if I fail? Or I've talked to clients before who wanted to start their own side hustles. So many of my clients started side hustles through COVID, killing it, just like for fun. They started random businesses. And then I've had clients that are like, well, I really want to do this. I really want an Etsy account. I really want to start making this. And I'm like, well, what are you waiting for? And they're like, oh, well, what if like no one buys my stuff? And I'm like, what if they do? And they're like, oh yeah, I guess. Like you always think the worst possible outcome, and you just have to try, right? And if you don't, then yeah, you're not going to get anywhere. If you put yourself out there and try, you're gonna like succeed. You will. And if you want something hard enough, you just will. Like there's no other option.
Yeah.
Right?
We're our own worst enemy.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, well, what if this and what if like think about how many hairstylists there are.
Yeah.
There's like when I was
so
working
many,
in Vancouver,
not even just driving here. Like
like in Vancouver on the street I worked, there was 5 different salons. Imagine before starting one salon, you're like, well, there's 5 other salons here. What if ours doesn't succeed? It's like there's enough for every like there's you know, like you just gotta do it. So that's my tip. My word of advice. Just do it.
Okay, I don't have any more beer, but cheers to that. That's everything.
Yay!
Thank you for this.
This was incredible.
Oh, I love you so much.